The rank of Eagle Scout wasn't always a rank, nor was it originally called Eagle. In the scouting program outlined by Baden-Powell in 1908, Scouts earned the ranks of Tenderfoot, Second Class, and First Class. For those Scouts that earned all 14 badges of merit, they would be designated as a Silver Wolf in reference to the name the Matabele gave to Baden-Powell, Impressa, the wolf that never sleeps. In 1911, the BSA issued a proof edition of the Scout Handbook, which proposed the adoption of the British rank and expansion of the badges of merit from 14 to 57 subject areas. In the proposed BSA advancement system, there would also be 3 super badges of merit: Life for earning 5 specific badges of merit related to living a good life, Star for earning 5 additional badges of merit beyond life, and finally, earning any 21 badges of merit would earn the Scout the Wolf Scout Super Badge of Merit. By the way, a Scout did not have to earn the 5 badges of merit for life in order to be recognized as a Wolf Scout. As the proof handbook was being reviewed, the advancement program was a big hit, except that they felt that the eagle as the symbol of the United States should be the highest award. So when the first official printing of the BSA handbook for boys was released, it showed a picture of a flying eagle suspended from a solid color ribbon and the title Eagle Scout as the Super Badge of Merit awarded to the all-around perfect Scout. Earlier this summer, Rick Bragga was here at the museum and joins us this week to discuss the evolution and development of the Eagle Scout Award and Patch in this edition of Artifact of the Week. Rick, thanks for joining us today. We're going to talk a little bit about the development and the evolution of the Eagle Scout Award. How did that evolution occur?
Well, actually, there was a lot of discussion up front as to what the representation would be, whether it would be an eagle or some other item. But it was finally decided that it would be an eagle, and there was actually, you'll see a representation here in the museum of what the medal was supposed to look like, and it was a flying eagle suspended from a medal. But that was not chosen, and the design that we know today is indeed the one that appears on the medal here in the museum, which belonged to Arthur Eldred, the first Eagle Scout in the Boy Scouts of America, and that was 2012 was the 100th anniversary of that. So 1912 was the first Eagle Scout Award. And interestingly enough, for a long time, adults could earn the Eagle Scout Award. And in fact, here at the museum, we have the first Eagle Scout Award that was awarded to an adult.
So how did that work for an adult to earn the Eagle Award? I understand, from the beginning, it was about the number of merit badges you earned. So how did that work for an adult?
Well, adults could earn merit badges, and that was fairly common up until the late 20th century. And then we found that really emphasis was on youth doing that, and we wanted leaders to be leaders and mentors, and so as a result, we stopped offering the Eagle Scout Award to adults.
So let's talk a little bit about the evolution of the medal and eventually the introduction of the Eagle Scout patch. Has the design changed a lot over the years since that first initial design?
Yes and no. I'd say if you're a collector and you want to see every variation and every nuanced piece, we have one example of at least all of those. But the eagle's shape has changed a little bit. The materials have changed somewhat, but an eagle with the wings curled but upright has been the Eagle medal all along. But some people might be surprised that we didn't have a patch initially. We went to the 1920 World Jamboree, and it had a competition where a lot of very spirited activities and medals and things hanging all over was not really a good thing. And at that point, when we went back in 1924, every Eagle Scout was wearing a sash, and the patch, a small patch, very similar to the round one that we have now, except it was square, was actually sewn into the top of those merit badge sashes. And then that was such a great success that the BSA began to create the patch. And there have been 7 or so variations, major variations of those patches since that point.
So as an Eagle Scout yourself and myself as an Eagle Scout, what do you think was the coolest of the designs of the Eagle Patch?
Well, it's hard to beat the Eldred medal just because of its significance. But people I have talked to say that there's a type in the 20s that really has a lot of great detail and all. But I think the most important type is the one that you earned.
And I'm lucky that the genre, if you will, or the era of my Eagle Award is on display here at the museum, and I think that's pretty cool as well.
Yeah, very.
Rick, we'd like to thank you for spending some time with us to talk about the development of the Eagle Patch. As the first Eagle Scout, Arthur Eldred had his border review on January 31st, 1912. The National Council didn't let him know that he had passed that border review until April, and he didn't receive his medal until September of 1912 because the National Council hadn't settled on the final design or had the medal manufactured yet. Also, Rick talked about the adults being able to earn the Eagle Scout Award. That all changed in 1965 when the requirement to serve in a youth leadership position, which were specifically named, was added. Based on this change, adults were prevented from earning recognition as an Eagle Scout. That's all the time we have for this week. Join us next time as we continue to learn more about the history of the BSA through the collection of the National Scouting Museum and Artifact of the Week.